Painting the Demon Prince continues, the skin is done, and she's looking very Slaanesh. Nick speaking, and welcome to this video. Right, time for another update on me painting my Demon Princess. This is my model that I'm painting for Nick's New Year Painting Challenge. She's coming along quite slowly, but she's definitely getting there. I'm really looking forward to showing you what work I've been doing. Before that though, if you would like to keep up to date with the wonders of Warhammer 40k, then please give me a sub and hit the bell button so you don't miss an upload. Okay, so the Demon Princess is coming along quite nicely. I've now completed all of the skin. Now, as I was painting the skin, I was thinking long and hard about how I'm going to paint the rest of the model, bearing in mind that this is a conversion that looks almost nothing like the original model, and also there's not really that much inspiration around for how to paint Slaanesh. So I put a lot of thought into how I'm going to paint the rest of the model, so I'm going to share some of those ideas now, and of course, as always, any feedback about my ideas is much appreciated. Right, okay, let's go table down and have a look at the princess. Okay, so here is the princess with the skin finished. I'm really happy how it's looking. She's meeting my vision quite nicely. So once again, over the previous coats I highlighted with Warp Fiend Grey and then finally with Slaanesh Grey, and that is the result. So I really hope you like it. Please feel free to let me know in the comments box below. Now, of course, this is the first time that I've painted this particular scheme, and I have learned a little lesson, because after I painted the skin, I had to once again go back in over the black and just touch up the black, which I'd previously done after doing the few base coats and washes. So next time I paint this Slaanesh skin, I will wait and do the black touching up right at the end after all the skin's done. So I've learnt my lesson there, which is always good to know for the future when I'm painting the demonettes, for example. So that's how she's looking. I've still got to highlight the silver, and then I'm going to highlight the black, and that is what I've been thinking about. So on the black itself, originally I was going to highlight it with grey, a couple of grey highlights, which is how I do my Emperor's Children armour in my Space Wolves 13th Company army. However, I have now decided that I'm going to highlight the black on the demon side of the army with purple. So I'm going to have purple highlights on the black for the demons. The actual Chaos Space Marine side of it, the Emperor's Children side of it, will still be highlighted with the grey. So what I was thinking, where I have mutations on the army, on the Chaos Space Marines, maybe where I've got a tentacle coming out of the shoulder pad, then I can highlight that area of the Space Marine with purple and the rest with grey, almost like the Slaanesh side is purple highlights, and then the Chaos Space Marine side is grey highlights, and hopefully that will bring a little bit more of a theme of my vision to the army, where basically the Chaos Space Marines are being taken over by Slaanesh. Okay, so that is how she's looking. Now I want to have a look at some of the other bits and talk about some more colours that I'm going to introduce into the army, and then finally at the end I want to talk about the wings. Okay, so here are all the magnetised bits for the Demon Princess, and once again all the skin is finished. Now what I want to talk about next is introducing another colour into the army. So we know we've got black and purple and the skin colour of Slaanesh as the primary colour, so basically purple and black. Now I want to introduce green into the army. Green is a nice complementary colour to the colours that I'm using, and I think it will help make the model pop. Now on the Noise Marines themselves, I was thinking about bringing the green into the guns, onto the sonic weapons, and I think that will work really well. However, I need to get the green onto the princess, and indeed the demonettes when I eventually do them. Now one option that I had was to paint the weapons themselves green, so a green sword and a green axe. I don't think green claws would work very well, but I think the actual weapons might work quite well. Now of course, in game I'm probably not going to use the sword or axe, I am going to use the claws, and that means I don't have green on the model again. So the other option which I was thinking was maybe on the Slaanesh Seeker head to have a green tongue. I thought that might work quite well. And then the other option, maybe on the whip, for example, I could have like a green whip. But somehow I'm going to bring that green onto the models. Now I know a lot of you suggested that the sword, for example, might look quite good in a sort of reddy colour. And actually I do like that idea, But what do you think about my green idea? It is an ideal complementary colour to the army. So I'd love to know what you think about that. Maybe having some sort of green sword and axe. Obviously I'd do some sort of special effects. It won't just be solid green. But yeah, let me know what you think about that. In the meantime, I want to have a chat about the wings and how I'm going to do those. Okay, so here are the wings, and once again, of course, the skin colour is done. What I really want to talk about in this video is the membranes themselves. Now, I do really like the idea of having the black membranes. I think it works really well. And actually, if you look closely at the wings, there is quite a lot of detail going across the membranes with little lines. Now, the obvious choice is to just dry brush the membranes with probably a grey or something, or possibly a purple. Now, I have to admit, I have experimented with that. I tried that out, and the results, to be honest with you, were just awful. Dry brushing just really didn't look very good at all. So I painted over that, and I've decided I'm not going to dry brush them. However, looking closely at all of those details on the membranes, I think it's going to be really, really difficult to maybe edge highlight the details somehow. So I was wondering how I'm going to paint these things. Now, I came up with a little idea. I'm going to introduce purple highlights to the black, as I previously said. So what I was thinking was, how about I have a sort of blend from black to purple? So I could have the outside membrane purple, and that could sort of blend up into black at the top. I'm thinking that might look quite good and also match in with the purple highlights that I'm going to have on the Slaanesh side of the black armour. Now, the princess herself, she has a little tabard, and of course the demonettes have a little bit of cloth here and there as well. So what I could do is bring that purple to black blend into the tabards, into the flags that Slaanesh demonettes are carrying, etc. So I'd love to know what you think about me bringing purple into the black for the wings and the tabards, etc. And if you don't think it's a good idea, how do you think I should be highlighting the black membranes on the wings? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that, and I look forward to reading your comments. Beam me up!